These notes are on solving equations with exponents. So we're going to solve this problem using two different methods. The first method, we're going to use radicals, and the second, we'll use exponents. So in order to undo an exponent using radicals, we need to take the root of it. And so when I have a third power, that must mean that I take the third root of both sides. Well, the third root of the quantity x plus 4 squared means that it's x plus 4. That cube root here and the third power here, they cancel each other. So now I need to simplify the cube root of 27. And so I'm looking at perfect cubes. So 1 cubed, 2 cubed, 3 cubed. Oh, there it is. So it is 3. And then I finish solving this. So I've got x equals negative 1. The second method is by using exponents. So if you remember the rule we had, where I have a to some power, that I'm looking at multiplying the powers, a to the mn. So I want my power, I want to end up with x plus 4 to the first power. So I have to ask myself, well, what power do I have to have in order for these two powers, when they multiply, to equal 1? Well, that would be 1/3. So I raise both sides to the 1/3 power. I get x plus 4 to the first power equals, well, we know that, that in order that I want to write this, hopefully, where 27 can be written as some number to the third power, and it turns out that that number would be 3. So I'd have 3 to the third to the 1/3, which means I have x plus 4 equals 3, because 3 times 1/3 is 1, which means I have x equals negative 1. Now, all of this work, there's a catch here, which is that remember that when you're taking the square root of a number, both sides of the equation, that it could be positive or negative. So if I take the square root of both sides, so x plus 5 squared, square root of that, and the square root of 16, that means, remember, when I'm taking the square root of this x plus 5 squared, that I have to make sure that my x plus 5 is positive. If my x plus 5 is not positive, I can't take the square root of it. So in order to indicate that, we use absolute value. So the absolute value of x plus 5 equals the square root of 16, which is 4. But that means that x plus 5 could be a positive 4, or x plus 5 could be a negative 4. That's what the absolute value means. It means that what is inside the symbol absolute value could be positive or negative and still work. So that means I have x equals negative 1 or x equals negative 9.